I had a socio-anthropology professor. He mentioned in passing that many of the former Spanish and Portuguese colonies in the world are socially backward, socially unequal. Ako, personally, my analysis, many of the former Spanish and Portuguese colonies in the world, very corrupt politically, unfortunately, even known as banana republics in Latin America and South America. But I personally believe our Spanish colonizers, 333 years colonial rule in the Philippines was very corrupt. Many of our politicians are acting like Spanish colonial overlords in the country, not really concerned about the welfare of the ordinary Filipino people. I want to blame our Spanish colonial rulers before. They bequeathed to us a very corrupt system compared to the British. In fairness, the British ruled Singapore, they ruled Malaysia, India. India and Malaysia are now still corrupt. Pero I think Spanish colonies before were more corrupt. I think that is what is lacking in the Philippines. We have become too westernized. We have been colonized by Spain. We have been colonized by America 50 years. So we became the most westernized. In the Western idea, it's the personal, individual, strong interest, family interest. That's why look at us in the Philippines. We have a politics that is dominated by selfish politicians, self-interest, and family interest over national welfare. So even if our politicians are among the brightest, among the most well-educated, among the earliest to study in Harvard, Yale, Wharton, Stanford, in their heart, in their values, it's the self-interest, it's the family welfare, the dynasty more important than the national interest. But in societies like Singapore, they have this society welfare above the personal.
All right, welcome back, guys, to Pandesal Talks. I hope that our topic today, honestly, would have been a bit more, good news to people.
Hopefully.
But there's something more urgent, obviously, that's happening in the Philippine situation right now,
Which is every day in the headlines.
which is covering all of our headlines, of course, our corruption, right? And many probably influencers and content creators have talked about this. But Wilson, I also want to pick your mind
Yes.
on what you think makes corruption happen, right? Yung small things that, builds into it later on, diba? Paano nangyayari sa kanya?
Yes.
So, just want to give you the facts, Wilson, that out of 180 countries, 114 tayo sa corruption ranking. That's high, right?
Yes,
One of the
yes.
most corrupt in ASEAN currently.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, Wilson, many people attribute corruption to us being colonized by multiple countries before. Do you agree to that? That maybe Latin American, us being Asia, diba?
I partly agree. Kasi I'll tell you, I remember when I was in Ateneo College, I had a socio-anthropology professor telling me that he mentioned in passing that many of the former Spanish and Portuguese colonies in the world are socially backward, socially unequal. And I don't know if he touched on corruption, but I think personally, my analysis, many of the former Spanish and Portuguese colonies in the world have a reputation for being very corrupt politically and unfortunately even known as banana republics in Latin America and South America. But I personally believe that unfortunately, tragically, our Spanish colonizers, 333 years colonial rule in the Philippines was very corrupt. That was a very corrupt era. And I don't even have to claim that the national hero, the most famous hero of Philippine history, Dr. Jose Rizal, became very famous and was executed. He was killed precisely because he wrote 2 books considered subversive, exposing the horrible, excessive corruption of the Spanish colonial era, which unfortunately, sadly, I think many people who don't study history totally forgot na. We are tragically repeating again in the 21st century in the Philippines under our own local colonizers. Ang joke ko sa some people, many of our politicians, not all baka magalit lahat ng politician, many of our politicians are acting like Spanish colonial overlords in the country, very corrupt, very cynical, not really concerned about the welfare of the ordinary Filipino people. Dr. Jose Rizal wrote Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, exposing the horrendous corruption of the Spanish colonial regime. That includes, at that time, the politicians of the Spanish regime. Unfortunately, including the friars, the Spanish Catholic Church rulers. You can see in Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, tragically, everyone in the Philippines, all our politicians have to go through high school, go through college, studying all the Jose Rizal works. But wala tang napasok sa brain of the politicians. They don't
Kung
learn
binasa
about
nila.
history. Maybe they just read
Oh.
it, memorized it, got high grades, pero they don't apply that to real life.
Yeah.
That horrible corruption will impoverish the whole
Do
country.
you think, Wilson, like,
Yes.
is this rooted in any cultural mental models of being a Spanish, meron bang something in them?
I think not,
Very greedy ba sila in
I think
nature? I don't know.
I think not so much the cultural. In fairness, maybe not totally cultural. Maybe it's the feudal systemic. Something partly cultural, but not entirely. But
Okay.
I have so many anecdotal stories kasi, di ba? I love reading Latin American
Yeah.
novels. If you read the novels of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, all the famous writers of Latin America, many of their stories about corruption, oligarchy, nepotism, political dynasties, treachery, disloyalty, betrayal, similar to Philippine telenovela of politics.
Okay.
Kaya very sad and very tragic.
One of the most, unforgettable and famous
Yes.
megastars today,
Yes,
Curtis actually shared recently, nagpunta siya sa Singapore. Sabi niya, nakakainggit.
I agree 1,000%
Diba?
with the beautiful and brainy. Si Ann Curtis, I want to share to you,
Yeah.
is one of the most well-read showbiz celebrities in the Philippines. One of the most brainiest, well-read, and intelligent artista. Why? We have the same dentist. We have the same dentist, si Dr. Steve Mark Gan of
Okay.
GAOC Gaok Dental Clinic. We have the same clinic. And one time, she was waiting for the dentist. I was waiting for the dentist. We were seated beside each other. I asked her, "Oh, Ann, I heard you love reading books. Can you give me a list of your top 10 favorite books?" I was shocked. I wrote down the 10 books. I wrote a column. You can Google
Wow.
Philippine Star. I wrote an entire column about the favorite books of, nagulat ako, ang mga books that she mentioned to me are books required reading for literature students in college. Amazing. Like, I remember The Unbearable Lightness of Being was one novel from Europe. Another novel she loved is Lolita yata by Nabokov. And other wonderful, amazing books that I should be reading, that everyone should be reading. So, when Ann Curtis recently remarked and complained why Philippine politics is so corrupt today, year 2025, why Singapore, a small country, no resources, no water, no rice fields, no mineral, no oil, nothing, not even water, not even vegetable. They are the richest country in ASEAN, one of the wealthiest in the world, because they are among the least corrupt countries in the world.
Do you think culturally was what made
I
them
believe,
very,
yes, I want
incorruptible?
to blame our Spanish colonial rulers before. They bequeathed to us a very corrupt system compared to the British. In fairness, the British ruled Singapore, they ruled Malaysia, India. India and Malaysia are now still corrupt. Pero I think Spanish colonies before were more corrupt. One thing I realized, many Asian Confucian culture societies in Asia have seemingly less corruption. That's why I want to tell you an anecdote, Lance. Do you know, many years ago, you can Google, the late great Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, who I personally admire very much as a great leader, a leader who should have been a good president of the Philippines and a president we never had, a good president we never had. One time in the Senate, in the discussion of the politicians about politicians, may sinabi siya, she said something in passing, maybe excitedly without thinking very thoroughly. She said, the Chinese invented the corruption.
Asan
She
nagaling
said
yun?
that, I don't know why.
Ah.
No, kasi many business people kasi in the Philippines and
Super
Asia
yaman.
are ethnic Chinese.
Correct.
So where do you get the bribes?
Like yung
Usually,
topic. Oo nga eh.
you get the
Okay.
bribes usually from business people. Pero I will explain to you why it's wrong. So I was abroad. I was abroad riding a train. I was abroad riding a train.
Tanda mo.
Then I remember Alvin El Chico, Alvin El Chico, the great ABS-CBN reporter and DCMM radio reporter, called me up long distance using my cell phone. He reads my column in Philippine Star. By the way, I also write a column in Abante and Abante Tonight, opinion column, every week. So Alvin El Chico called me up. Sir, Wilson, pwede ba kita interviewin? Bakit? Ano nangyari? Ano reaction mo? May sinabi kanina si Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago sa Senado that the Chinese daw invented corruption since ancient times. I think it's a stereotype. It's like saying the Jews invented corruption. Why? I said why? Kasi in the Western societies, many of the business people are Jews. In Asia, in Southeast Asia, ASEAN, many of the entrepreneurs are ethnic Chinese. So when politicians do things and they demand bribes, where do they get the bribes? Usually they get it from business people. So na-associate in the mind
Siguro
of people,
doon din na-connect.
you're the one bribing, you're the one source of bribe. That's the reason we are very corrupt.
What made you feel? Anong na-feeling mo nung sinabi sa'yo?
Sabi ko, pakikwote mo ko, Alvin, ha?
Wow.
Ilagay mo sa report mo na mali si Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Tayo, why? Why do you say mali siya? What is your proof that she is wrong?
Exactly.
Do you know what I told Alvin El Chico? Sabi niya, you can quote me. The two least corrupt, ibig sabihin, pinaka-konting corruption na society in Asia are Chinese majority societies. One is Singapore, which is 80 to 90% ethnic Chinese, run by a Chinese leader, and Hong Kong. Singapore and Hong Kong are the least corrupt societies in Asia. And horrible ang punishment. And then he reported it. And I wrote a column about my thoughts also. And in fairness to the very great, noble Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, she realized what I said made sense. And alam mo what she said? She wrote me a nice letter apologizing na mali daw na sabi niya. She apologized saying it was a mistake for her to say the Chinese invented corruption. And she even invited me to her house in La Vista, Quezon City for lunch. We even had a long talk. She became my friend. And I want to tell you, I always respect her, even after she said that and after she apologized even more. And I tell you something I never told many people yet. I forgot to write a column about it. Remember 9 years ago when he ran for president, si Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago ran for president against Mar Rojas, against Grace Poe, and against Rodrigo Duterte, and against Jojo Binay.
Yeah.
She was very sickly but very popular. During the last day of the election campaign season, there is a day lunch called Meeting the Avance. Meeting the Avance is the last day politicians are allowed to make a campaign rally. So that was a Saturday, and all the politicians running for president all had their own Meeting the Avance final rally. I remember Grace Poe had her big Meeting the Avance in Tondo, Manila, kasi her father, Fernando Poe Jr., the actor, many movies from Tondo, and her running mate was Cis Escudero. And then Maro has, I think, the rally, I don't know, Araneta Coliseum or somewhere.
Yeah.
Quezon Memorial Circle.
Yeah.
It was a big rally. Her BP was Sara Duterte. Leni Robredo. And then si Rodrigo Duterte had his final rally. I don't know, was it Luneta or Davao? I think Davao. And then the only person who did not have a meeting the Avance, because she was partly very sick with cancer and she had less resources than the other presidential candidates. But I think she was one of the brightest. She called up me. She called up here, your assistant niya and me. She said, pwede ba sa Kamuning Bakery Cafe, Saturday, 10 a.m., she will do a press conference here while all the other presidential candidates are doing their rallies. She will have a press conference here at Kamuning Bakery. So, we were already preparing. Mga 8 or 9 o'clock, we were preparing. Excited ako. The great Miriam De Pedro Santiago.
And
will-
she chose you.
Yes,
She chose your
here.
place.
Yes, for a press con. Then, maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour before 10 o'clock, she was feeling not okay. I think she was
Okay.
quite sick.
Okay.
Her people called up, she could not go anymore. So, anong nangyari? She did not have any no press conference. Her followers went to Quezon Avenue somewhere near her building, her office. They had a street party there. And Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago just passed by, said hi to the media, and then left. She was not feeling well.
Very big. What could have been, no? Talaga
Yes.
Si Miriam.
So I want to tell you about that idea. I want to tell you one more thing. A very amazing tycoon, Mr. John Gokongwei Jr., the late founder of JG Summit Holdings, Cebu Pacific Airline, and also Robinson Mall, Robinson Supermarket. He told me, Mr. John Gokongwei told me, Jr., he admires several people in Asia who are very anti-corruption. Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, who Ann Curtis correctly acknowledged as the brains and the political will behind the anti-corruption. And he also mentioned the leaders of China, Deng Xiaoping, Zhu Rongji. Deng Xiaoping also anti-corruption,
Yeah.
even though China was booming by corruption.
Yeah.
And then there was this Zhu Rongji. He was a premier. He even said when he was a ruler of China, a premier, he said he will prepare, I will check, I forgot the number. I think he said he will prepare 100 coffins. 99 for people who are corrupt, he will nail down, and 1 for himself now. Zhu Rongji, the premier. And I could not forget, Mr. John Gokongwei Jr. told me, one leader in Asia he admired very much, Chiang Ching-kuo, the president of the Republic of China in Taiwan. Si Chiang Ching-kuo was the son of the corrupt dictator Chiang Kai-shek, who because of corruption lost the civil war in China to Mao Zedong and fled to Taiwan. The son became the next leader. Chiang Ching-kuo was so spotlessly incorruptible. I remember Gokongwei told me, Wilson, bilib ako dyan kay Chiang Ching-kuo. He was dictator of Taiwan, pero he enriched the country, not himself. When he died, his followers and his friends had to raise money for his widow kasi kawawa, walang wealth. Not only no wealth, no retirement welfare fund. And ako personally, I admire another great leader of Asia who had all the power but was not corrupt, South Korea President Park Chung-hee. He was dictator of South Korea 1960s to 1970s. He enriched South Korea, but he himself died not a very rich person. We can Google that. And Park Chung-hee, the only controversy lang only about him, he allowed the big business conglomerates like Hyundai, Samsung, Lucky
Monopoly.
Gold Star, Daewoo, not really monopoly, but he allowed them to grow very big in order to lift the whole economy up. But he himself did not enrich himself.
Okay.
So these are some
Listen,
yes.
yeah, I'd like to ask you as well, right? You
Yes.
mentioned kasi yung Confucian cultures,
Yes.
generally incorruptible yan. But do you think it's correlated to ano bang tinuturo dyan sa Confucian culture na yan? Is it love for the country ba?
Very good, very good.
Diba? Ano bang
Very good.
meron?
Very good. I always read, see the late Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew always say na the good thing about the Confucian culture in contrast to the Western culture which
Individualism?
prioritize individualism over society, welfare, and rights. Meaning, in the West, especially in the USA, personal rights, personal freedom is the most important. You cannot mess with that. Even if you have a highway you want to build, there's a house,
Yeah.
there's a person, his personal right is equal to the right of the society or city. You have to clash. So we have in the Philippines before, you will build a highway, EDSA,
Yeah.
to connect it to Ross Boulevard. I heard it took us 20, 30, 50 years now because of one family, one personal right. But in societies like Singapore, China, South Korea, even Hong Kong, there is Confucian cultural ethos which prioritizes community, society, national welfare above the personal and family interest. I think that is what is lacking in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We have become too westernized. We have been colonized by Spain. We have been colonized by America 50 years. We were in the Spanish convent for 333 years. We were 50 years in the Hollywood.
Yeah.
So we became the most westernized. In the Western idea, it's the personal, individual, strong interest, family interest. That's why look at us in the Philippines. We have a politics that is dominated by selfish politicians, self-interest, and family interest over national welfare. So even if our politicians are among the brightest, among the most well-educated,
Yeah.
among the earliest to study in Harvard, Yale, Wharton, Stanford,
Yeah.
but these bright, intelligent, intellectually, textbook intelligent people, in their heart, in their values, it's the self-interest, it's the family welfare, the dynasty more important than the national interest. So we have this horrible corruption mess. But in societies like Singapore, South Korea, and others, they have this communitarian thinking. They have this society welfare above the personal.
Yeah. I'm actually personally worried as well, Wilson.
Yes.
Like even in my generation, no?
Yes.
When you ask people, anong plano mo, right, given the Philippines is this
Some are
way?"
cynical.
Yeah, their first resort is, alis na lang ako.
Very
I cannot
sad.
change this system. This is too much already, right? And I feel like that love for the country, ewan ko, nawala
have-
na ba?
I have ideas.
Parang nagsi-chicken and egg kasi.
Yes, they
Right?
always, and not only that, when you see all the news, everything in the news, they will say the solution is to jail the VIPs, jail the masterminds, jail the big fish. They think if you jail all the big fish, you put them all in jail, lock them up, throw the keys or seize or get their illegal wealth, ill-gotten wealth. That is the be-all, end-all of anti-corruption. I disagree. I think even in the time of our grandchildren, if we do not do systemic reforms, if we only change faces, if we only punish faces and people, if we only castigate corrupt VIPs, corrupt political datus, mga sultan, mga overlords, that will not end the corruption. It's like, there's a story about the beast in the mountain, and somebody will go up and fight the monster, and every time they go up, they become part of the monster.
Are you saying na parang wala namang technically mastermind dito? It's
There is.
rooted in us.
There is.
Okay.
There are masterminds who are on top of the food chain. Parang ganyan yan.
Okay.
In a way, not totally the mastermind's fault.
Yep.
It's a systemic cultural thing.
Yep.
It's endemic. In fairness to the very shameless and corrupt criminals on top of the political system of the Philippines, it's not entirely their fault.
Okay.
But they are the culprits. They are masterminds. But we cannot blame only them. we cannot only change them, even if you depose the politicians on top, even if you take out the speaker, the president, the senate president, and all the cabinet minister, even you keep changing the customs, the BIR, you keep changing everyone, or the mayor, the governor, it will always be the same if you don't change the system. It should be systemic reform. And I will tell you some suggestions I want to propose to make it really meaningful na hindi siya personal. Kasi what is disgusting pa now, Lance, what is to me very disgusting and very disturbing is this anti-corruption sarsuela, moro-moro, this entire sordid telenovela of anti-corruption so-called crusade has become a political Game of Thrones. What do I mean by political Game of Thrones? It has become a political game. People are using it against their political enemies. I hate this guy. I want to take out this senator. I will selectively convict and maybe even change the issue by bringing past issues. I think aside from convicting the criminals one by one, unfortunately, Lance, all our criminals are experts in corruption. You cannot, I believe, you cannot get any politician today stupid enough to sign his name on the corrupt contract. You cannot get any politician today, even a mayor, even a barangay chairman, is no longer stupid enough to sign their name or even have a paper trail. That's why you see why you have suitcases of cash.
Yeah.
Bakit maleta of cash? Because they don't want any paper trail.
Yeah.
No deposit, no bank transfer,
Yeah.
everything in cash.
Yeah.
Because they are smart. They have lawyers who are corrupt. Their fathers were corrupt. Their grandfathers were corrupt. They already know what to do in order not to be jailed. So, ako personally, I feel what we are doing, we have wasted months. We have wasted weeks and months talking about investigation, which I believe will not end up really solving the problem. Number one, why? I think the investigation, sorry na lang to the investigators and all the good, well-meaning people, I think it will be like a Agraba Commission of the 1980s. They will just have this long investigation that looks like a trial, but you cannot convict them because they are all lawyers and they all have good lawyers.
Yeah.
They will all argue with you. Where is your proof?
Yeah.
Where is your evidence? They cannot produce, and it will all end up after 10 years, 20 years, there will be other issues. There will be a volcano. They will forget about it.
Yeah.
And you will have fall guys. My prediction, you will have fall guys like a few congressmen, a few DPWH engineers, a few undersecretary falling off the cliff.
Which is what's happening right now, right?
Falling off the cliff, somebody suicide, somebody ambush. 4 DPWH engineers died already in 4 months. I should be a detective writer of mystery novel. Ako personally, I believe the solution to our corruption nightmare, I describe this as a corruption nightmare, which is a tiresome, boring telenovela of paulit-ulit na lang, repeatedly, same stories, same excuses, same set of lies repeatedly, is systemic reform. But are you curious about systemic reforms?
Yeah. How do you start that? You know.
I will tell you.
Okay.
For example, in Singapore and in Hong Kong, they have established independent anti-corruption agencies in government. Truly independent, not under office of the
ICI.
president, not ICI na no investigative power, no police power, no real independence in budget, in agenda. They cannot question the political bosses. I'm not saying the political bosses are guilty, but they cannot investigate. There are limits to what they. It's for show. It's for show to lessen the anger of the public. and to let the media have things to report every day, every month. In Singapore, they have what you call Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau, CPIB. It is independent, it is powerful, it is fearless. It can investigate everyone, including the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister's wife, the military general.
But
Nobody is above
commissions
the
this
law.
for you? Like, presidente rin ba dapat? Prime Minister?
The people in the government will choose supposedly independent, intelligent people.
Okay.
And whoever selected, they have their own mandate, limit, not beholden to the president or the prime minister. They cannot be fired anytime.
Grabe.
So in Hong Kong, they have another independent body. I forgot the name. It's parang it's similar. It's similar. I will check. I will Google the name. In Hong Kong, they have another one similar. In Hong Kong, it's called ICAC. You can Google that. ICAC of Hong Kong, anti-corruption, and CPIB in Singapore. What are these? These are agencies in government with independent budgets. They are not reliant on senators who are corrupt or congressmen. They have their own budget. They have their own power to investigate anyone. They could investigate anyone without fear, and they have the power to protect whistleblowers. So if you have whistleblowers, they will not end up in the ravine of them dropping off in the no. So this is one way to do it. Another systemic reform that I would recommend for the Philippines, if we in the Philippines are really serious, sorry na lang if you don't hear these Wilson Lee Flores proposals, that means all our politicians, I apologize, nothing personal to them, some of them, many of them are my friends. That means they are not serious. They are playing a joke on us. Alam mo, I would recommend one thing that Singapore has done that we should follow. Increase the salaries of all government officials and leaders. Increase all the salaries to the point that the salary of the president, of the cabinet secretary, of the DPWH secretary like Vince Dizon, like the budget secretary, education secretary, defense secretary, everyone, including the vice president, the salary should be, to me, should be as high as the salary of the president of BDO, of Metrobank, of PBCom, of China Bank, of BPI, or any of the big corporation like SM and Ayala, because you handle hundreds of billions, trillions of pesos in budget, you will be tempted. So you have to pay them very high, or else you will have a situation, Lance, where scoundrels, people who are thick-faced, bulletproof-faced people, who are shameless, they are the only ones who want to go into politics and steal money. Because the other brilliant, smart people,
That's a good point.
the very talented people will not sacrifice their name, will not waste their career, go to the government politics and quarrel with everyone and have their names mangled
Yeah.
for nothing.
Yeah.
So what will they do? They have to steal money.
Yeah.
So that is one thing.
I can really resonate with that, Wilson. Like,
Yes.
this generation, marami nagsasabi, why not go government work? Diba? Public work. Pero parang
Yes.
makikita mo puro non-profit, civil groups,
Yes.
yung available option. How can you live and pay off your bills?
One more thing.
Right?
I'll tell you, do you know about that Singapore Prime Minister, Lawrence Wong, and the former Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and Lee Kuan Yew, they are all paid higher than the extravagant Donald Trump.
Yeah.
They earn their salary every year, every month is higher than the salaries of any US president. So, alam mo, that is a disincentive to stealing. Why do you have to steal when you are already a multi-millionaire in dollars by doing good
Which
work.
is a big reason why Manny
Yes.
Pacquiao has a solid base as well. Sasabihin nila, "Ay, hindi na yung magnanakaw." Mayaman na yan.
Ay, that is another false, that's another myth.
Okay.
In the Philippines, we have this myth that, mayaman na yan, hindi na yan magnanakaw. In English, it means, that person is already very wealthy. He or she will not steal. I want to tell you something, Lance. Maybe this is controversial. Many politicians will get angry. I'll tell you, the rich people steal very big. The not very rich people steal smaller amount. Not true that the rich will not steal. When the rich who are corrupt go into politics,
Mapawi nila.
they will steal everything. They will steal big. Alam mo, there's a story, Lance, that in Malaysia, in Thailand, and other places, you have under the table.
Yeah.
When you do the transaction, you do under the table to the politician and the government bureaucrat. Unfortunately, in the Philippines, including the table.
Including table
Including
na
the table. So, I'll tell you, not true. In fairness to the poor and the ordinary people, it's very unfair.
Okay.
It's very unfair, the wrong idea that poor people will steal, that the wealthy people will not steal. That is wrong. In history of the Philippines, the biggest, most corrupt people often are the wealthiest people.
Okay.
No correlation, wealth and corruption.
Wilson,
And human greed has no limit,
yeah.
bottomless pit. You can see in our politicians' lives. Can you see they are stealing before? They steal millions. Now they talk about billions. Do you know our budget in the government? They are talking 2026 trillions of pesos. And a very famous stockbroker told me, minimum stolen 40%. Minimum. Please compute
That's crazy.
how much is the national budget.
That's
Minimum daw 40%. But the stockbroker is very diplomatic. He said, he did not use stealing. He said, leakage. He used the word leakage. He said minimum 40% will go to leakage.
Okay.
Very diplomatic. No?
Okay.
Kasi
Wilson.
leakage can be losses, can be
Mm.
inefficiency or stealing.
Another one of the headlines that made
Yes.
it this
Sorry, can I add two
sige.
more suggestions?
Sige.
One other suggestion. Another way to really do systemic reform na anti-corruption, equal enforcement of the law. Meaning, when an ordinary Juan de la Cruz or Juana de la Cruz goes to the supermarket and steals a sardinas, he will go to jail immediately. But a very wealthy person in the Philippines, a defense minister, a congressman, a governor, I have not seen anyone in the Philippines really go to jail for life, for plunder. They will usually end up in the hospital. And then after a few years, their lawyers will bail them out. They will find a way, buy off the witness. Or maybe another witness will fall off the ravine in Baguio, in
Yeah.
Benguet. That is one thing, no? Another thing is transparency of family wealth. Transparency of family wealth, what do I mean?
Sal-in.
SALN should be true and actual. When I look at the SALN of politicians, it's like a comedy show.
May dalawang kondo lang
I'm
tao.
very happy.
May
Yes.
dalawang kondo, may
I'm
dalawang
very,
sapa.
I know the, ayaw na ako kausapin. Public disclosure of real wealth and also check the lifestyle of the top politicians. The good thing about social media now, before they keep bragging, di ba,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Nepo babies, yun, that to me is proof
Ngayon,
of corruption.
yeah. Wait,
Another way to make sure corruption does not pay in the Philippines, speed of justice system. How many months already this so-called anti-corruption investigation?
yeah.
It should be quick and decisive. And also, meritocracy in society should be,
So these last few points, right,
Yes.
still bank on the fact that there has to be an institution,
yes,
di ba, na like yung ginawa ng South Korea at Singapore,
Yes.
Just to be able to enact this. Kasi if you leave this to the national government, dito na naman, telenovela na
Okay,
naman. Right?
national government, if you have political will. The one on
Yeah.
top, I'll show you an example. Please Google how many people already jailed and prosecuted and killed na corrupt officials in China
Okay.
under President Xi Jinping. He may not be a saint, but he is very famous in Asia for anti-corruption. He has a term for it. He said he will not only catch and arrest the big ones, including the small corrupt officials.
Grabe.
I think 100,000 already
Grabe.
jailed all over China, and
Okay.
they execute them. You have cabinet ministers, you have governors, firing squad,
Okay. Okay.
or life sentence.
Yeah.